I made a video yesterday talking about how there are, generally speaking, two types of woke progressives. One is the atheist woke progressive, and the other is like the spiritual slash religious woke progressive. I want to talk about the so called atheist woke progressive. What I said was these atheist woke progressives, they don't have God, they don't have religion, and of course, unconsciously, they're driven towards something metaphysical, some form of religion. And invariably, it seems to become a political movement, political extremism. Now, of course, this happens unconsciously in them. They're not aware they're doing it very often, forming a religion and echoing religion, but that's what they're doing, and a lot of us see that. We've seen it for a while now. I don't think it's a regular religion or normal religion or moderate religion. I think it's like a fundamentalist religion. And if you really push me, I would say a lot of it's sort of new agey, but let's not concern ourselves with that right now. I wanted to point out some evidence for this that I've seen in real life and in studying history. I've seen atheist woke progressives turn political figures and certain people into saints. So you see this sort of political sainthood that starts to develop. Now, in healthy people and sane people, we have statesmen, and we recognize that in a political environment they were very good, and we look up to them. There are plenty of examples of this. Lincoln is a good example, right? Sort of a politically good person, politically great person, and we look up to them. But we don't really mix Lincoln with spirituality. He's not a saint. It's not Saint Lincoln, right? We don't have that sort of relationship with political figures. If we're saying Martin Luther King is another one, obviously, we look upon him with reverence in the political sphere, but he doesn't rise to the level of St. Francis or something. But when you watch how certain woke progressives treat certain people, certain political actors, it's almost like the relationship a Catholic has with saints. There's that sort of devotion and passion for these people. I remember the first time I saw it was in 2008, and I went to a spiritual bookstore in New York City. And they have all the swamis and like the pictures of St. Francis, and I was walking with a friend, and on the back wall behind the register, I think it was on like 14th Street and 5th Avenue. I forget the name of the place, but behind the desk, the cashier's desk, was a picture of Barack Obama with a halo over his head, like a spiritual teacher. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. I recently saw on a T-shirt in New York City, Greta, whatever her name is, Greta with a halo. Right? They start to turn certain people. I've seen Che Guevara posters where he's depicted as almost angelic. Same with Fidel Castro. So you start to see this impulse to turn political people into saints. You go to their house and they have political people on their walls, and they think about those political people, and it's almost like they genuflect before them, pray to them. And I think it's very often the woke progressives who lack religion, lack belief in a higher, and they project onto political leaders their spiritual yearnings. Naturally, you also see this on the right as well. You see it sometimes in people comparing certain leaders to Jesus or King David or something. And there is something happening on the right that is very concerning. This Christian nationalism, that's a growing movement. That's as concerning as the woke progressives who are treating politics as a religion